points per game average. The rushes, are about around the same. Um, so how would we really want to differentiate? Well, Watson perhaps maybe has a better matchup, even though the Philadelphia Eagles have played well recently and done well, like against the Rams in the last game. So it's just really pick and choose your poison, if you will. Um, so you can look at either guy in this type of matchup. But let's see. Wait, no, let's look at the game totals and make it decide that way. Let's see. Luck is favored by the Colts. How many points here? Where's the game at? Oh, here it is. Indy, it's a 48 game total. Indy's favored by 10. They may not need to pass the ball as much. So you got Watson instead. Philadelphia's only favored by 2.5 points. So we're going to forego Luck and just stay with Watson. Okay, so that's just how you want to check and make sure. San Francisco's not favored by a lot, by the way, against Chicago. But there is a favored. No, Chicago's not favored by 4.5. It's not enough points to worry about that being like a blowout, phase out the passing game type game. Mayfield is favored by how many points the Browns over the Bengals? That would be a 10-point spread. So that's a lot of points. Kind of hard to believe it would be that many. It's going to be a closer scoring game, I'm willing to bet. And then we got Nick Foles. That was already a close game that I touched on with Houston. So that's fine in that game script. Trying to get, preferring players at home. Carolina versus Atlanta. It's a division game, but limited film and tape on Heineke for the Falcons. That creates a problem and a good matchup here for Heineke. So that's fine. So we are now about ready to go ahead and get our lineups and see what we get here. So we go to Lineup Optimizer to see what pulls up. But we need more than just one, of course. So we're going to go to the Mass Lineup Generator. Okay, we're going to get max exposures right around 40. I can't get it to 50 here, but the system doesn't let me. So I'm just going to do around 40%. We're going to generate our 10 lineups. We're going to go with our, of course, watch players. We're going to get within not medium randomness. Unique players per lineup. Let's say 3, and then we want to do, of course, the within. Try to get ourselves within the 500. That should be fine doing that. Let's generate our lineups. I was waiting for that to pull up here. All right. Okay, it says complete, so we can see our lineups and what we get. Let's just look at them one by one real quick. Deshaun Watson, twice. Let's just break it down by position. We got Deshaun Watson in there 3 times, which I like. 4 times. We can take him out, switch him out if we want to make it a little bit safer with somebody else perhaps in our lineups, but he is a pretty good quarterback. If you want to stay with him, that is fine with me. We got at running backs, Elijah McGuire, Nick Chubb, for example. We got Josh Adams put in there. I don't like it with Hines. I'm going to switch out. I'll tell you right away in this particular lineup right here in the midsection. I'm going to switch out, just take out the most expensive receiver if I had to, or the most volatile receiver, really, which is Landry. Take him out, try to put in somebody, just optimize one by one. Let's take that as an example here. Optimize. To save ourselves some money, 6,300. Let's see. We got to put somebody in cheap that can maybe have a chance to score. Let's say he's been doing good lately. Dante Pettis on the streak there. We got some money left over. We need to get in somebody. We got Chubb already at running back. Cowboys, good chance of scoring at home versus the Tampa Bay defense. They can create turnovers. I'm fine with that defense overall. They've been good for the year. Zach Ertz at tight end, good. We got Nyheim Hines and Adams, though, as we mentioned, at the running backs. Shaky backfield as far as especially for the Eagles. Let's see who we can get on the cheaper side. put Mac in. We're over by 1,300. Let's see who we can get down here as leftover of the leftovers. Actually, that's easy to do actually this week because you know you got guys like let's see where they are. The Pittsburgh guy and you know guys like that, Jalen Samuels, which are cheaper, which you can fit into your lineup. However, they're not here that cheap, so we got to figure something else out. You got to do this one by one with every lineup so that you get your balanced out your cash games. So we got to figure something else out here, don't we? Let's see. T.Y. Hilton, he's a good play. Chalk this week, so let's try him. So we can now afford up running back. Jeffrey Wilson, LeGarrette Blount. At least he'll get perhaps some carries there. Alfred Blue, he'll get some work with Amar Miller ailing. Tricky situations though, right? Then it goes back to the same guys. So, if we have to, that's what we do. As your flex play, Alpha Blue is not a bad play. With kind of a stack with Watson. Maybe we can come up with something better here. Let's see. Where do we want to spend down? Defense? Not seeing anything there. Let's try to spend down at tight end then. 6,100 savings there. Boom. Now we don't have to worry about that backfield and stacking, right? Let's see. Jalen Samuels. Boom. That's what we want. No Connor in there. That's the best lineup. And then just do all the lineups like that, fitting into guys who have a chance to score a tutty, like Pettis, Hilton, and Woods. Go with this, and I'm going to save it. It's probably my best cash lineup. Give me one moment. We're going to segue into the tournaments. Okay. Now, we need to segue into the tournaments. So we got to go here, go to top players this week. We're going to look at a number of things and put ourselves together a decent tournament lineup, or at least plays for that. All right, so we're going to go with adding on guys to watch. We can keep these cash guys to try to balance some of our tournament lineups. So you can enter into, I don't know what's a good name of a lineup here. But, I mean, you go with one with it's like a good margin. Play, so you go to your full roster NFL main slate here, and let's say you just spend $1 on you go to the tournament section. I'm sorry I can't see what I'm doing, but you go to, let's say okay, like an NFL small die, 4,000 in prizes. You know, you can make up to $400 on a $1 investment. About 1,000 out of 4,700 some, of which you can double your money. So that's not really too bad. Around 20% that is to cash in on something like that. You just got to get enough upside in all your lineups. So let's focus on doing this. I'm going to give you some use a few different tools here to come up with. We're going to refer to this when we need it, as well as a couple other tools I'm not going to pull up here, but I'll be able to tell you what's on there, such as a spreadsheet for wide receiver cornerback breakdown, which the DFS Army provides. By the way, you want to get that tool, click on the link in the description of this video. And there's also a correlation sheet, which you can figure out, using that to try to get your best lineups in there for that, which players correlate well to each other in stacks. And also, I'm going to give you which are expected to be highest owned or comparative, to differentiate yourself as not so much of a high owned player in lineups. So let's see. Okay, so I got it going on another computer. And on this one here, you got the same thing going on. You got all games. You can filter out if you need to, but I don't really see anything I need to filter out here because we want to include the defenses as well. Even though, like Miami and Jacksonville, if you can afford one of those defenses, great, take them. We're not going to exclude any of these games, even though we could on any slate. So let's go ahead and submit over to, we got everything good here. Submit that. Just wait for a moment, or did it not pull through yet? Okay. Okay, so it's showing us here our points, starting with Gurley, then McCaffrey, Barkley. So these are basically the top plays that the optimizer comes up with that you can roll through and use. And you can set your minimum exposure, max exposure over to the right. And then you can click on hit the blue button, optimize, to get those. But first of all, we want to do, of course, our diligence in the tournament lineup. And first figure out top players for the day here. Which guys have the best matchup to use. So we want to take advantage of Nick Chubb versus the Cincinnati run game. We want to take advantage of Antonio Brown. We will include him. We're not going to include Juju as his hurt his groin. He did not practice Friday. We're going to include Taylor Heineke. We're going to include, let's see, I'm not going to bother trusting Duke Johnson. Baker Mayfield, yes. Demaryius Thomas, no. There's no upside. High of 19, not enough for us. Moving on, Hopkins, we got him. Gurley, we don't need him. There's other options. So Cootie, looks like he's not going to play. Let's see. Devontae Adams, sure. Versus that New York Jets secondary, there's a couple guys hurt. Safeties. Oh, yeah, we're still going with there. All right, Valdez-Scantling, we're going to need another guy, so include him in. Cobb, hurt. Hooper. What's he got going on? Likely to play, all right. Versus Carolina, I don't really care for, well, we could do that. If we need a tight end, if we are perhaps stacking Ryan. Yeah, let's give that a go. Okay. Prescott, as I mentioned, sure. That's fine for tournament. Allen Robinson. Gabriel. Yeah, that price range, let's do it. Miller. Just try to get an idea of his games. His high game, 21 points. No recent value at all. We can pass. Roethlisberger, tournament worthy, of course. Fournette, high risk, but tournament worthy. Robbie Anderson, of course. Ben Watson, maybe. I do like it. McCaffrey, put him in there. Samuel, yes. Moore, yes. He can get in there in the slot, so Heineke can just throw it to him and get some yards off, maybe get a touchdown. No thanks to these guys. Cooper, already got him in there. Ertz, Gallup. No, he doesn't get enough. Ryan, put him in there. Sanu, not for tournaments really. Doesn't score enough points. Back in there. Julio Jones, always a consideration. What's going on with him?